Welcome again to the Mesa City Council meeting for September the 9th of 2024. Our council is present. A couple of them are here virtually. Councilmember Duff, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Thank you. And Vice Mayor Heredia, you're here as well? Vice Mayor, did you acknowledge that you're here with us? He's on the screen, but we might, hopefully, we'll hear from him in a minute when he's voting on some things. We will begin our meeting with an invocation offered by Pastor Jared Moore. Pastor, are you with us? We will begin our meeting with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. So we invite you to stand for the moment of silence and remain standing for the pledge. Thank you. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. First item on our agenda today is under awards and recognitions, and we have one proclamation this evening. It recognizes September as Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. This month acknowledges that ovarian cancer affects thousands of women and families across the country each year, and that in Mesa, we are committed to promoting health and wellness for all of our residents. Before we present the proclamation, I'd like to invite Cassandra Kuntz from the Mesa Health and Wellness Center to tell us more and to introduce Rachel Putnam to share a few words. Cassandra.
Thank you so much for having me. I want to take a minute here to share first why the proclamation is so important to the Health and Wellness Department. So preventative care is one of the most powerful tools that we can use to help foster a healthier, more productive workforce. And this year, we have really committed to putting more emphasis on preventative care by encouraging employees and their family members to get regular checkups and to get regular screenings. It really helps to capture these things and health issues before it gets too serious and also expensive. So we've increased our incentives, thanks to support, city manager. And so employees and their family members, spouses can get a $50 gift card for every preventative screening that they get completed. And so I'm pleased to share that so far this year alone, we've had over 5,000 preventative screenings completed. That's a 10% increase since last year, so we're really excited about that. Along with our incentive increases, we have also really started doing awareness campaigns, and it's been great utilizing our Inside Mesa app that we have because we're able to reach so many more employees. And so it's a great opportunity also to share all the wonderful resources we have for our employees. So one of those is including our outstanding wellness center. And so our campaign we're doing right now is ovarian cancer. And we had one of our amazing nurse practitioners from the wellness center, Kaylin Ballinger, and she created a 5-minute video talking about informing the employees and their families about risk factors, signs and symptoms, treatment options, and really just to get awareness out there and educate the employees on ovarian cancer. So I just wanted to thank you all for your support in this proclamation, and also support in just really it really helps employees feel valued and appreciated, and it also puts well-being at making us aware that it's a top priority and it's very important. So that being said, I'd like to introduce Rachel Putnam, and she is a survivor, a thriver, and an advocate for ovarian cancer. So Rachel.
Welcome, Rachel.
Hi, thank you, and thank you for wearing teal. So teal's the color of ovarian cancer, if you guys didn't know that. We like to say not all cancer is pink. And I can say that because I'm also a breast cancer survivor. So thank you for granting this proclamation. It means so much to myself and my teal community that's out there, not just in the state of Arizona, but really across the country. When I was diagnosed in 2020, I thought I was, doing my women's wellness exams, living blissfully ignorant of this ovarian cancer that was building in my body. I learned that Pap smears do not detect ovarian cancer. There is not one reliable test that detects ovarian cancer. When I was diagnosed, it took 4 months and 2 surgeries to get diagnosed with my ovarian cancer. It took about a week to get diagnosed with my breast cancer. It was a simple biopsy, in and out. And so I've really just dedicated my Septembers to going to as many city council meetings as possible, collecting proclamations, and creating awareness. I was actually diagnosed with low-grade serous ovarian cancer, and that is a very rare form that disproportionately impacts younger women. It's insidious, it's recurrent, has an 85% recurrence rate. So at 4 years out, I am beating the odds. And there is not one FDA-approved treatment for my cancer. So young women across the country are being diagnosed with no options available to them. So it's just really important to create this awareness. Signs and symptoms can be vague. They mirror a lot of those of GI symptoms like bloating, feeling full, different things like that. So it's really important that you have these conversations with your doctor. Doing that preventative care is critical. I actually found out about my cancer because of my husband and I were trying to get pregnant, and it was through going to a fertility doctor, and that's how a lot of young women also get diagnosed. So it's just so important to understand it. Genetic factors with ovarian cancer are pretty small. It's only about 20% correlation to genetic factors. So most people that are diagnosed, there's no lineage in their family of ovarian cancer. But there is some correlations to breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer, so colorectal cancers, if they run in your family, are really important. So just educate yourself, watch the training video. I've watched it. It's amazing. And it's 5 minutes of your time, but it really can serve you just getting that out to there for your friends and family and understanding more about what this disease is about, and hopefully save some people in your life. Thank you.
Well, Rachel, thank you so much for coming and helping to raise awareness on this. We certainly, you're in our prayers, and we appreciate the great example that you're setting. And Cassandra, thank you so much for all you're doing to support our workforce here at the City of Mesa. We do have a proclamation, Council. Let's go down and take a photo with these 2 great ladies, if that's all right. So we're kind of. No, you're no. Freeze. There we go. All right, right here. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thanks again, Silver, for being here. You bet. Next item on our agenda is the consent agenda. So we'll invite Mr. Kevin Christopher forward to read that agenda. Mr. Christopher.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. These are the items on the consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk will be considered as a group by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion unless a council member or citizen requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered as a separate item. Item 2, approval of minutes of previous meetings as written. Item 3A, act on liquor license application for Mama's Soulfish and Chicken Lounge, 4906 East Main Street. Item 3B, act on liquor license application for Amigos Market, 1350 West University Drive. Item 3C, act on liquor license application for Pedo House Brewery, 201 West Main Street. Item 3D, act on liquor license application for Pesqueria El Puerto de Guaymas, 1241 East Broadway Road. Item 3E, act on liquor license application for Speedway Liquor, 839 South Stapley Drive. Item 3F has been withdrawn by the applicant. Item 4A, approving contract for Southeast Water Reclamation Plan improvements, construction manager at risk, guaranteed maximum price, number 1 of 1. Item 4B, approving contract for Hibbert Parking Garage renovation, construction manager at risk, guaranteed maximum price, number 1 of 1. Item 4C, approving 4-year term contract with up to 6-year renewal options for a distributed antenna system for the Mesa Arts Center as requested by the Department of Innovation and Technology. Item 4D, approving contract for fabrication and installation services for the IDEA Museum Lab exhibit for the Arts and Culture Department. This project is funded by an IDEA Museum Foundation grant. Item 4E, approving use of a cooperative contract for the purchase of 1 aerial bucket truck for the Fleet Services and Transportation Departments. This purchase is funded by the local street sales tax. Item 4F, approving dollar limit increase to the term contracts for on-site vehicle repair and preventative maintenance services for the Fleet Services Department. Item 4G, approving 25-month use of a cooperative contract for the purchase of original equipment manufacturer heavy-duty parts and repair services for the Fleet Services Department. Item 5A, approving resolution to enter into a grant agreement with the Environmental Protection Agency to accept and administer community project grant funds for the city's smart meter project. Item 5B, approving resolution to enter into a grant agreement with the Environmental Protection Agency to accept and administer community project grant funds for the water main improvements project in the Falcon Field Water Service Zone. Item 5C, approving resolution to enter into a grant agreement with the Environmental Protection Agency to accept and administer community project grant funds for desert well water infrastructure upgrades. Item 5D, approving resolution to enter into an agreement with Maricopa County to accept community solutions funding for purchase and installation of 6 new air conditioning units for the Mesa Historical Museum auditorium renovation. Item 5E, approving resolution to enter into an agreement with Maricopa County to accept community solutions funding for improvements to Mesa's Firefighter Memorial Park. Item 5F, approving resolution to enter into an agreement with Maricopa County to accept community solutions funding for installation of new interactive exhibits at the IDEA Museum. Item 6A, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 24-571 for property located north of McDowell Road and west of Val Vista Drive. Rezone and site plan review to allow for a fire and medical public safety facility. Item 6B, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 24-274 for property located east of Country Club Drive on the north side of Baseline Road. Major site plan modification to allow for a service station. Item 6C, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 23-369 for property generally located south of McDowell Road and east of Haas Road. Rezone with planned area development overlay to allow for a single residence subdivision. Item 6D, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 24-30 for property generally located north of Germain Road and west of Ellsworth Road. Rezone and modification of existing planned area development overlay to allow for phasing of the proposed business park. And item 6E, introduction of ordinance for zoning case 24-15 for property located west of Haas Road and south of Guadalupe Road. Major site plan modification to allow for a service station. Mayor and council members, these are the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Christopher. Ms. Mosley, do we have any requests to speak on an item that's on the consent agenda?
No request, Mayor.
All right, thank you. We have a motion made by Councilmember Freeman, seconded by Councilmember Summers. Please vote. Councilmember Duff, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Vice Mayor Heredia, how do you vote?
Aye.
Thank you. Consent agenda passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda is item 7. This is the public hearing prior to the release of the petition for annexation case 23-690 for approximately 64 acres of land located on the south side of East Southern Avenue and on the east side of South Signal Butte Road. I declare the public hearing open. Ms. Mosley, do we have any requests to speak on this item?
No request, Mayor.
Thank you. Do any council members wish to address this item? Hearing none, I declare the public hearing closed. There is no action for this item at this meeting. This annexation will come back to council at a future council meeting for action. Next item on our agenda is items from citizens present. Ms. Mosley, do we have any requests to speak on this item?
No request.
All right, thank you. That concludes our agenda for this meeting. Is there a motion to adjourn? Thank you, Mr. Summers and Ms. Spilsbury. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Thank you. Ms. Duff, how do you vote?
I didn't speak up loud enough, I guess.
Oh, you did. Thank you. Our meeting is adjourned.